Hello, my friends. Thank you for coming and joining me for this sequence. Again, I really want to offer this as an invitation for you to slow down, meet yourself where you're at in this week, and really just in this moment. As I have been digesting, and I would ask you all how you are doing, and I could probably land on some pretty accurate guesses. I think that we all could use some movement, some slowed down and intentional movement to rinse off and release some of the energy that we've been holding from this week. So that's really at the heart of what I am inviting you to with this sequence. So we do not need Lululemon. We do not need anything, no fancy equipment for this. You don't even need a mat. All you need is really just a little bit of free space to support your body. Maybe a blanket, maybe two, because if you're in middle America, hello, it is freezing. But wherever you are, whatever space you're in, I hope that you're safe. I hope that you're warm, and I hope that you're ready. So let's just go ahead and start by finding a comfortable seated position. So whatever your crisscross applesauce folded legs might look like here, take a couple of moments here just to kind of wiggle around the seat of your body. Find some even support under each hip. Let your knees splay at a natural bend wherever they're going to. If you need to have ankles tucked firmly below one another, if you need one spread out in front of the other, just take a moment here, fidget a little, find a space, and then we're going to slowly drop into some stillness here. And as you find that space, as you feel like you're evenly supported, let's just start with breath. As with anything in life, let's start with breath and let's end with breath. So as I walk you through, talking you through, just connecting to that deep, deep, deep belly breath, not through the shoulders, not through the chest. I invite you, if it feels comfortable, let your eyes start to draw heavy, maybe even completely close your eyes here. So when we think inhaling in, I want you to imagine really drawing a line down from the throat, down into your chest, and into your belly, pushing the air down, filling that space all the way below your lungs as well, and into your lower ribs, into the abdomen. Actively drawing as much air in and down as you can, and on your exhale, fully drawing that line back up from stomach into chest, into throat, up and out, and really squeezing out those last little bits. Nothing forced here, just nice and steady. So we'll do that for several more breaths here. Thinking in, drawing the air down, expanding, 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 taking up space, yes. Exhaling, squeezing and pushing out as much air as we can. Deep breath in, drawing the air, inviting it down into the lowest cavities of the abdomen. Exhale, the air comes up and out. If you're starting to feel like you're really connecting here, you can even break from my rhythm to give yourselves a few extra points before you suck some more air back in after you've fully emptied. But if this already feels like you're doing a lot of work to just stay connected, I hear you, I got you. Just follow along with me. Deep breath in. Let's count it out now for 1, 2, 3, 4 seconds. And out. Exhaling everything out for 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale in, drawing in for 2, 3, 4. Exhaling everything out for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You're doing great. Inhaling in for 2, 3, 4, and exhaling everything back out for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Good. And in again for 2, 3, 4. Exhaling back out for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. On this next, we're gonna hold at 2, 3, 4, hold. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale back in for 2, 3, 4, hold. Exhale everything out for 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Great. So we're going to keep that rhythm, and we're going to begin to just gently, non-judgmentally as possible, check in with our body here. So I want you all keep breathing for me. Please do not stop breathing. And if you haven't already closed your eyes, again, this is just an invitation. If it does not feel right for you, go ahead and keep your eyes open if that keeps you grounded in this moment. If you haven't yet and you feel like playing with it, go ahead and close your eyes. And we're gonna start by just imagining, maybe it's a mental wand, maybe it's just thinking and feeling really deeply in those spaces on each of your inhales. But let's start at the tippy top of the head, just feeling any sensations that might be prickling through the scalp, maybe noticing if you are feeling a little draft. I hope you're not, but maybe you're feeling a little draft at the top of your scalp. Maybe it's just the way that your hair is sitting, but just checking in and feeling, what do we feel at the very tippy top of the head? And then we'll slowly pull that awareness down to the forehead, feeling through like a little ring, a band where our crown would sit. Is there tension in the skin? Maybe you're experiencing a headache. Just feeling, not judging it, not wishing it felt any different way, but just being aware. What do you feel in that space? And maybe on that next inhale in, we'll draw our awareness a little lower into the ears, the eye center, noticing any sensations. Maybe your eyelids are able to relax. Maybe your eyes grow a little bit more heavy. Here as we bring awareness into what we're feeling, into then the nose, in the mouth, and in the jaw. And if you are feeling any tightness, any tension, tightness in the skin, tension in the muscles, in the face, on your exhales, maybe you're able to find a little bit of relaxation. As we continue to scan down, going into the throat, thinking about what are you aware of? What are you feeling? What sensations? From the throat into the back of the neck. And again, if anything's feeling tight, restricted, any tension, maybe we can use the power of that exhale to release some of that. As we work our awareness down from the throat, the neck, into the tops of the shoulders here. Hello, tension here if you're feeling it. Maybe you're holding weight there. This is going to be your first of several invitations today to let the shoulders relax a little bit. Let them fall to your sides and trust that you're still going to stay upright. We got this. So continuing to just feel the sensations in through the tops of the shoulders as we go down, scanning into what sensations from the shoulders into the upper arms do we feel, into the lower arms. Noticing any sensations in the muscles and the joints from the shoulders to the elbows to the wrists. We can maybe even here as we scan in to feel the sensations in our hands. Maybe we want to stretch and exhaling out, really spread the fingers, feeling the sensations through our most precious bundles of sensory perception in our fingertips. Maybe on our inhales, we'll squeeze our fists, exhales, letting it back out, stretching our fingers. As we just feel and sense what's going on in our shoulders, our arms, and into our hands. Maybe we reset our focus on our next inhale in. We bring our attention to our chest. What are you feeling in your chest and in your upper back? Paying really special attention here, if you can, to what it is that you're feeling at that heart center. If you're feeling a lot there right now, I just want to be your reminder that whatever you're feeling is okay there. We can take these opportunities, these moments, to honor what you're feeling in that chest and in that heart space. And we can also let that energy go. We can feel it and just let it flow from here. And if you're feeling any emotions, maybe a little bit more deeply in this space, take that time that you need as we continue to scan through. But just remembering that whatever you're feeling right now, it will ebb and it will flow, and you will not feel this way forever. Deep inhale in, my friend. Exhale, we're gonna keep scanning down a little bit further here into the abdomen. Just noticing, feeling what's going on in the stomach, in the lower back. If you are not in a regular habit right now of sitting, not in a chair where you're supported, maybe you're feeling something right now. Maybe your body's talking to you in your lower back. If you need to fidget here a little bit as you're sensing what you're feeling in that lower back or even into the hips, wiggle a little bit. I really invite you, if you feel like you're struggling in that lower back while we are still sitting for a few more moments, think inhale in to draw your shoulders over your hips, stacked over each hip point, and just a gentle contraction through the whole ring of your core, from your lower belly into your sides and into your lower back here, to just engage those gently to support you while we finish our little bit of scanning through the rest of the body. Deep inhale in. Exhale, feeling what's going on in the hips, maybe in the sides of the glutes, in that seat, into the upper parts of the legs where they connect to our hips. Just feeling what's maybe being held here, what feels maybe tight, what feels open, and just noting it for ourselves and staying curious and open-minded as we continue to scan through down into the upper legs, into the knees, what sensations you feel in your lower legs, into your ankles and into your feet. Again, just bringing a little bit of awareness through what sensations you're feeling in each of those larger muscles groups and in those joints. I think that our feet never get enough attention or adoration from us. So maybe as we finish up these last few breaths, scanning how we're feeling, maybe this is your invitation to bring a little bit of love to your ankles and to your feet that are carrying us through as we have just continue to walk forward through our week, whatever that has looked like, that maybe we just give ourselves, show our feet a little bit of gratitude for bearing so much of what we're walking through every day. So maybe just in these last few breaths, as you're bringing awareness into our lower limbs, maybe give your feet a little bit of a massage here. So we'll take just a few final breaths, noting any spaces that you're maybe curious about of what you felt as you scan through your body. in our last couple of very intentional breaths of checking in with body. And wherever your mind is on these last 2 breaths, we're going to bring it just back to center of the chest here. Still keeping some integrity, because we've been sitting here for a while now, and this might be a different sensation for some of our bodies. So I invite you to bring palms together, fingertips together, hands at the center of the chest as we kind of bring a gentle conclusion to just our body scan. Hopefully eyes are still closed maybe at this point. We'll take one more deep inhale in. Exhale everything out. Maybe even throughout the rest of our practice here, you find a little bit of that ocean breath. That's a gentle constriction at the back of the throat. Makes it sound like the ocean in your ears. I wish I was on a beach somewhere. Such is life. And then let's just start to rub the hands, the palms of the hands together here. All right, we're gonna generate a little bit of heat, just starting slow, nice and steady. And then let's start to speed it up a little bit as we create a little bit of warmth here. Take a few more deep breaths in as our hands start to warm up. And then you just went through and checked in with your body. So I am gonna say, once your hands, palms of your hands feel like they have a nice flow of blood to them, I want you to place your hands for this next part wherever it's gonna feel best to you. Maybe it feels best to have hands over heart, maybe left hand over heart, right hand over pelvis and stomach, or maybe we bring hands, palms to rest over the knees. Wherever they land, on your next inhale in, we are gonna draw our shoulders up towards our ears. Exhale, rolling them back and down, imagining our shoulder blades coming together towards the center of the back as if they were to almost kiss one another. And we'll do this motion, drawing shoulders up towards the ears, dropping them back down on an exhale for several more breaths here. Depending on how you're feeling physically, mentally, emotionally, I've got 2 variations for this here. On your inhale, everybody inhale, drawing those shoulders up nice and slow. But on your exhale, depending on what you need, we can either roll shoulders down nice and slow. But if you feel like you need a quicker burst, we're gonna drop them down. You can think nice, strong exhale, drop the shoulders down with intention, with meaning. Or we're gonna keep it nice and gentle, like a gentle wave. But find what you need in these next few breaths as we draw shoulders up towards the ears and back down. Let's do this for 3 more breath cycles. Inhale, drawing our shoulders up tight towards the ears. Exhale, just appreciating what it feels like to let the shoulders drop. 2 more, inhaling in, shoulders draw up. Exhale, we roll or drop them back down. Once more, we inhale, shoulders tight. Exhale, we roll or drop them back down at our sides. All right, now we're gonna bring fingertips down towards our sides here. I'm gonna turn to my sides so I can kind of show you. Not forcing anything, keeping still a nice neutral supported spine, but we're just gonna walk the fingertips back. Either maybe they're just outside, a line from the outside of the hips. Maybe you walk fingertips or pinkies, come close, maybe they kiss, maybe they don't. Maybe they just flirt with one another, wherever they land. But what we really want to focus on is supporting lower back a little bit here as we tag a little bit of our weight from the upper body back so that we can open that chest, open the heart, open the shoulders, and uncurl ourselves. All right, so keeping some neutral spine here and some relaxed sensation. We don't even need to necessarily crank the neck back if that feels like the instinct from whatever you've seen on social media. But respecting the natural curve of our spine, we can keep chin ever so slightly gently tucked towards our chest as we just let the eyes look forward, but really pull the shoulder blades back, letting ourselves feel the support of our fingertips here as we open up through the chest. And maybe for just a couple beats, maybe let eyes grow heavy, or maybe if it feels right to you, we're gonna keep again chin slightly tucked so that we're not cranking in the back of the neck, but maybe your eyes draw up towards that third eye, center of the forehead, or maybe you just want to inspect that spot that's just above the door frame in front of you. We'll take 2 more nice deep breaths here. So even though our body has taken a slightly different form here, I still encourage you to try to draw as much air in as deep down into the belly as you can. Exhaling everything back out. Let's do one more nice deep breath in, sending as much air down into the belly as you can. Exhale, we'll slowly swim our fingertips back over towards our side, in front of our lap here. Now, just for a quick beat, if you feel like your lower back is yelling at you or just talking to you a little bit, got a little bit chatty, before we go into a tabletop and get off of our seat here, we're gonna just fingertip walk a little bit forward here. All right, nothing crazy, but just to give a little bit of stretch in that lower back body. We're gonna let nose draw a line down towards our ankles here and let the weight of the head fall forward. All right. If this feels really, really excellent and you feel like you need a little bit more, keep walking it forward. All right, but if this was enough, groovy. Stay here for just a couple beats. Take another nice couple of deep breaths in. Remembering to exhale out as much air as you can. One more deep breath in on your time, wherever you are, sending as much air down into, check it, think not just into your lower belly, but also breathing into that space where your skin is stretching in your lower back. And on your exhale out, we're gonna slowly start to maybe palm walk, engaging just a little bit of that core to walk ourselves back up into our seated position. Nothing fancy here, but we're just going to bring knees up, unfold, swing our ankles from one side to behind us as we come onto our palms, stacking hips here over each of our knees. All right, shoulders come underneath, wrists come stacked underneath each of our shoulder points evenly here as we find our tabletop. All right, so here we can draw again that line with our nose to looking just in that space between each of our wrists, letting the crown of the head draw forward. And then on our inhale in, we're gonna think rotate the hips down towards your knees, towards the ground here, and maybe finding a gentle pull of your chest and of your shoulders up as we think tiny push away from the ground below. Exhale, we're gonna curve, starting this motion at our lower back, curving the lowermost part of the spine, ever so slightly, pushing a little bit farther away out of your hands, out of your arms, out of your shoulders, as we let the crown of the head fall down towards our mat, towards our blanket, towards the ground. And here, if you're wondering what on earth am I doing with my legs, think we're gonna keep nice strong railroads, gently pressing the not the calves, the shins. I don't know my body parts today. I don't know the words, I'm sorry. Gently pressing our shins and the tops of our feet firmly into that ground below us. Stretching through the back body. Inhale in, starting again, motion at the hips, drawing the front of the hips, the pelvis down towards the ground as we gently draw the crown of the head back up, being very careful. We do not need to pinch or grind the back of our neck here. So keeping neutral spine, think just a tiny tuck of the chin. Lengthen the back of the neck, but tiny tuck of the chin forward. Exhale, starting at the base of the lower part of the back, curving, arching the back like a cat as you let the crown of the head draw forward. We're gonna follow this beat 2 more times. So inhaling in, drawing the pelvis, the hips down towards our center, crown of the head comes up, nice and relaxed the neck. Exhale, we bump the hips, curving through that lower back, through the upper back body, and let the crown of the head fall forward. Once more, on your timing with your breath, inhaling in, dropping those hips down, pulling the center of the body towards the ground. Crown of the head comes back up. Final exhaling everything out as we curve through the lower back body, middle of the back, upper back, as we think pushing gently away from our mat. Crown of the head falls forward. And on your next inhale in, we're just gonna come back to that neutral spine tabletop. Okay. Deep breath in, exhale out. We're just gonna curl our toes under. Take one more nice inhale in, and on our next exhale, nothing crazy, we're just gonna peel one knee up at a time, sending our hips up into the air here for just a moment. Now, this shape does not need to be perfect. I am certain that everyone has been exposed to the downward dog of yoga. We're taking this transition here just for a moment. We are up. If your heels do not touch the ground, that is okay. Let's take a few seconds here as we think, drawing the belly up towards the back of the spine, still keeping a little bit of intention, integrity as I'm pushing away from my mat with my hands, my arms, my shoulders. I think I want to let them ever so slightly rotate out and open and strong. And then maybe I take a moment here for a few breaths just to pedal my feet, dropping one heel to the ground, bending my opposite knee, and then switching, pedaling out, stretching through the backs of the legs. We're here for just 2 more breaths. Nice inhale in, exhale out, maybe alternating, dropping one heel, bending the other knee, switching to straighten out and drop the other leg, dropping that heel, bending the other leg. Take one more breath cycle here, and then on your own breath timing here, on your next exhale, we're gonna start to walk tiny little baby steps forward so that your feet come into alignment with your wrists. And then we're going to slowly think just a slight bend in those knees, sending the hips ever so slightly back as we come into our forward fold here. From here, maybe we come up off of our fingertips, all right? So especially if you're feeling that you need some love in your lower back, give yourself a more generous bend in that knee to stretch further through that lower back body. And then maybe we stay on fingertips, but maybe we come to bring our hands to clasp opposing elbows here as we hang for just a moment. Maybe it feels good to find a gentle sway from one side to the other, drawing a half circle with our elbows around one exterior side of the knee, swooping in front of us, and then swinging to the outside of the other knee. Or maybe we are just still here, chilling, letting the weight that was on our shoulders drop off in front of us. Crown of the head bows towards our mat or towards the ground below us here.
to the floor. One more nice inhale in, and then on an exhale, we'll release the arms if we have them clasped towards either hand. Take a nice deep inhale in, and then on our exhale, we're gonna generously bend through the knees as we slowly tag some weight through the legs, through the body, drawing nice and tall, stacking our shoulders over our hip points here. And allow me to adjust, my friends. All right. So as we come into our standing position here, nice tall mountain pose. This is where we're gonna get a little weird. This is where we're going to take an opportunity to kind of shake things off, okay? So starting here from my mountain pose, I'm gonna bring hands up over the head, nice and tall. And then we're gonna slowly bring them down to our sides on my exhale. Let me flip y'all once more here so that you can better see. All right. Inhale in, arms come up overhead. If your shoulders went shooting up by your ears, just tag a little weight to bring them back down. So if they went up here, I'm gonna pull them down as our arms come up overhead. 2 more breaths like this. Inhale in. Arms come up overhead. Exhale, maybe this time we slightly pull them back and down to really open up through the shoulders, through the chest, through the heart. Once more, we inhale in, send the arms up overhead. Exhale, we're gonna float them back down. All right, so here, starting by just gently swinging your hands like a propeller from side to side, we're just gonna find a little bit of movement here. This does not need to start fast or anything crazy. So we're just going to, at our own pace, slowly sway arms side to side. And then maybe we start to speed it up a little bit. Maybe here I'm allowing my hands to smack either side of the body, the booty, wherever it is that we may find a little bit of space where body meets body, just allowing it to flow the way that it's going to. And then maybe as we are swaying, we start to find a little bit of bounce in the knees, a little bit of gentle bending if it feels good. Just moving, letting all of that tension, all of whatever it was that we discovered in that scan, just start to move and get liberated. All right. And if I can do this, recording it and posting it and sharing it with all of you, then hopefully that means also you are following along and doing it. And maybe if you happen to have company in your space, maybe you all are exchanging some laughs or glances at one another, whatever the case is. And so we're here for a few more seconds. Now, if you feel like maybe what your body needs because you have just been under it, in the weight of it, in the thick of it, maybe we even find some shaking of the arms because we just need to let it go. Or maybe we shake through the legs, whatever it is that you need, whatever movements feel right. And we're here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we're gonna slow it down, baby. Just slow our roll. So if we were maybe bouncing and rocking the knees, we're gonna even that out. I'm gonna slow down the sway of those arms. Take a nice deep inhale in as we start to really slow it down. Exhale out. We're gonna start to find that space where we stack it once more. Ankles under knees, under each hip point. Deep inhale in. We bring hands back to the center of the chest. Exhale everything out. Deep inhale in once. We're going to send the arms up in front of us and overhead. Exhale, check it. Start by gently bending the knees, sending the hips. Think back like you're going to sit. And then we're going to send the hands forward and down into our forward fold. Hands are going to meet floor in front of us here. And then we're going to come down one knee at a time into one of two variations here. All right, depending on how you're feeling, I will invite you either to come in and join me in a child's pose. So from hands on knees, we're just gonna send hips back, booty's gonna come to your heels, walking it forward here as I come to let my head rest on the floor in front of me. If this position, if this pose feels too vulnerable, feels uncomfortable for your body, then I want to invite you instead to swing your ankles to one side, bring both of your feet to the ground, bend in the knees, and instead, I'll invite you just to hug both arms to the knees or around the shins in front of you, and just slowly start to find the space where we let the crown of the head fall forward. And you can meet us here with forehead reaching forward towards your knees. So find whatever space feels most comfortable, is going to serve your body, your mind, and your heart right now. But wherever you are, we're going to meet in this space. All right, so as we come into one of our last and final gentle poses here, whether you are in a child's pose or in a seated upright rendition of this, I invite you to let the weight of your body really melt in to that space wherever it is that you are seated or laying down. So maybe forehead now has come to rest on the floor in front of you. Maybe your forehead now is resting on the space just above your knees or at your knees. And just know how that sensation feels in your body and what thoughts or feelings come up when you're occupying that space. I like to think of these poses very much as poses of surrender. And just think, when I say that word, to surrender, as I invite you in these spaces to surrender, what does that feel like for you? What words, what sensations, what feelings come into your body, come into your mind? And if surrender feels like a tight or scary or vulnerable space, maybe I can offer that surrender can be also a space of healing, that it can be an invitation for radical acceptance, and that it can also be an invitation for simply slowing down and honoring the reactions that we have, and allowing surrender to be a space to choose our responses. No matter what you're feeling, if it feels like a positive or a negative valence for surrender, honor it and stay connected to your breath in these last couple of moments in this space, in these last couple of beats. We'll take one more deep inhale in, and exhale, we'll rinse off whatever that experience was with that word surrender. Now, if you are in a seated upright position, I invite you now to straighten, slowly lift your head from your knees, straightening through your back,
sending one foot out after the other, straightening through the legs, and then maybe we'll walk our weight back to come onto our back. If you are joining me from a traditional child's pose, that we will briefly come up into our tabletop, swing our ankles, our legs around to meet our friends who are already still sitting upright, and similarly spreading our legs out one at a time, walking our weight back. And then as we come into our most precious pose here, finally into corpse pose, letting our weight of our bodies just be fully supported by the floor, the ground beneath us. We'll start to relax our breathing, coming back into our natural rhythm of breathing, still not holding, but staying relaxed. And just taking a few moments here. Maybe you are already itching, like, my God, I don't know how much time it's been. I have things to do. Whatever it is, please, please, please stay with this for a few more beats. Just to let your body be in this space, completely supported. Every bit of your body supported in this space. And just let silence be with you for a moment. Maybe here you've already let your eyes draw heavy, your eyelids to close. If you haven't already, I invite you to close your eyes. Just be connected with your body. And I'll leave you with this final piece. I hope that this practice has helped you to slow down, reconnect with your body in a way that feels safe and supported, that it felt like a reminder that your breath is power, and that no matter how the world around us feels, one of our greatest powers is how we regulate ourselves and how that impacts one another. Thank you so much for hanging with me this morning, and thank you for showing up for you.